Usually, LEGO makes a set that is made for the build, but other times, it's for the minifigures. Sadly, they're usually both expensive.
Hello everyone, MSW here, and today we are looking at the LEGO Star Wars set number 75385, Ahsoka Tano'S Duel on Peridea. The set was launched in August of 2024, retails at $54.99 USD, has 382 pieces, and comes with 5 minifigures. Let's get into it. So let's start as we always do, building the set. This set kind of surprised me. The building techniques to get the play features into this set actually made the building process a lot more entertaining than I expected it to be. Even though the end result is not anything super fancy, it's a platform at the end of the day. The way that the structure's kind of built to include the play features and all the angles was really satisfying. Now, I'm sure everyone has already mentioned the stickers, and I get it. When it comes to stickers versus printed, we always want to pick the printed. Printed pieces are so nice, especially when stickers are part of the details, and any misplaced sticker will just mess up the whole look if lines don't line up or it's off a little bit. It's just not fun. And it can be super stressful too. Adding a ton of stickers is really hard sometimes. That all being said, I also think that stickers might have been the smart move by LEGO for this set. And that's mainly due to the price. The price is already pretty high for the set itself at $55. It's pretty high price for what you get. And as much as I love printed Legos, I will always prefer a set be the best price it can be so more people can buy it. And if that means that we have to deal with the sticker stress, and especially if it means that we get some awesome minifigures out of the set, then I think it's worth it. I know that's not exactly what everyone agrees with, but that's kind of my stance on that. I will deal with stickers for the better price, and I will deal with stickers for better minifigures. And we definitely got some great minifigures in this set, though I won't say they're all perfect. Moving into that, we're going to first start off with the Night Trooper. And although he's essentially just a Stormtrooper, I think this figure really works, especially with the details. I love the printed gold accents, and the brown fabrics that are supposed to kind of hold the armor together look really good. And on top of that, the head is actually a zombie head. That's a super nice detail for LEGO to add, even though they didn't necessarily have to. The helmet doesn't have any glowing eyes. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But them including that zombified head means that they didn't forget about it, and they didn't just throw a random head on because they could. He, of course, comes with a blaster. Nothing fancy, but also not a bad thing. It's a blaster. You get one with every Stormtrooper, and this is no different. And overall, it's a great figure. But there is something that people are going to bring up, and so I need to talk about this. A lot of people are saying that this figure should not have been a basic Night Trooper. It should have been a Nook. And I don't necessarily disagree with that. And there's definitely a conversation to have about it because there are so many named figures in this set, and if it was a Nook, it would make a lot of sense to include him in this, especially since there is a rumored Night Trooper battle pack coming out in the future, and it's also rumored Enoch is going to be in that pack, which gets a lot of mixed feelings because it is frustrating that, again, a named figure is in an army battle pack. You can't build an army if you have a named figure in said army. It doesn't work. It's just not fair. But at the same time, there are those that can't afford a $55 set. They just can't. LEGO is kind of a premium, and if you like the cool Enoch looking figure, him being stuck behind that paywall sucks. And if Enoch can be in a cheaper set like a battle pack and can get more people that figure that they want, I can see that as a win. It's the same situation with Captain Rex, where him being stuck with the $600 Venator set made it really hard to get him. And so being in the $13 set is great. It sucks that the $600 one loses its specialness in a way, but I'm not mad that people who love Rex as a character who can't afford that can get it for something that's relatively cheap. I don't necessarily know if I have a good answer for the problem with named figures in battle packs or not, but I knew it was something I needed to bring up because Enoch isn't in this set, he could be in a battle pack, and I at least needed to talk about it. Moving on, we have Elizabeth. And as much as I think she is a pretty good representation of the minifig that she is supposed to be, she also doesn't stand out as much compared to the other figures, which kind of makes me kind of feel about her figure in this set. Now, it could be that maybe her figure is just not as detailed or the character is not as exciting to me as some of the others. And to be fair, there are some parts that are kind of bland. She just comes with basic black legs, nothing printed on them at all. But to her credit, everything else does work. Her torso print, it works. The head print, it works. She's in her fighting mode and all enchanted this time. It makes sense. And of course, there's a stern face and an angry fighting face, which makes perfect sense again. The hairpiece, it fits perfectly. Probably the best hairpiece they could have given them. I think where the figure struggles the most, though, is probably going to be her sword. And I get it. They're trying to do the flaming sword that she has, and they have to build it because, of course, they do. But at the same time, there's other themes like Ninjago that just have better molds for a flaming sword. And I wish that they'd kind of collab a little bit, just a little bit, so that we could get some of those cool details into other sets when it's necessary. So again, it's not a bad figure, but just compared to the rest of the competition, she doesn't stand out very well. Moving along to probably the most exciting figure of this entire set, and probably the reason most people will buy this, we come to Thrawn. Oh my gosh, it has been such a long time. We finally have him. It has literally been almost a decade, I think, since we've been able to get a Thrawn minifigure in a set. Decade might be stretching a little bit. I don't know the exact year, but it's so exciting. Thrawn being such a fan favorite villain, it was time for him to get a new set and become a minifigure again. And the Ahsoka show was a perfect opportunity to do that. And they did such a good job. This figure looks amazing. The dual printed legs are awesome, shows off the boots, which is just like he should. The white Grand Admiral suit is perfect, even with the badge. He does come with a small blaster, which he doesn't really use in the show, if I'm remembering correctly, but in the Rebels TV show, it is his preferred blaster choice, so it works. His head does have two faces as well, which was also kind of a surprise since, again, in the Ahsoka show, he's very serious and stern for the most of it, if I'm remembering correctly. There's a few moments of fear.
Our master was General Anakin Skywalker.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
But for the most part, he is just stern and calculated. And so having an angry face is interesting. I know it's a play feature for kids, so I get it. And if I'm being honest, the one time we do see him angry in the Rebels TV show, it's actually pretty accurate. So I'm not mad about it, just kind of surprised about it. Probably the best figure in this set and the reason you get this set. He looks so good. Moving to the heroes, we have first Ezra. And I think this is actually a pretty good figure, but it's not quite there. The hairpiece feels like a little too much for him, and I don't know if Lego has a better hairpiece, but this hairpiece just feels like it's too much hair. I do like the printed torso, including the little metal armor is a nice touch. Whether that's made out of dog tags from stormtroopers or not is anyone's guess. The lightsaber is also a really nice touch, using kind of a clearer blue piece instead of the more prominent blue blade that they've been using recently. And I think it actually works really well, knowing that in the show his lightsaber is a bit lighter and smaller, and it's supposed to, of course, reference the Rebels TV show kind of style. And so it works really well, and it's a nice detail that they kind of were like, oh, that's different, I'll add that in. It was a nice touch. He also comes with a two-sided head, one being the smile and the other being a fighting face. Of course, you gotta have it. Speaking of the faces, we get to the eyes. Oh, the eyes. This is not a problem with just this set. LEGO has recently had an issue with their minifigures kind of losing their pupils, and sadly both Ezra and Ahsoka fall into that problem into this set. There's not a whole lot that we can do about this, but through fan art and mocks, it's kind of been shown to me, in my opinion, that they should go back to kind of the black eyes with the pupils. It looks better, and the figures look really alien when they don't have that, which for some figures works. I think it could work fine in some situations, but in other situations like these, Ezra just doesn't look as human as he could, if that makes sense. But again, there's not a whole lot that we can do about this. Hopefully LEGO hears us, and in the future we can get figures that look better and look more natural looking, if that makes any sense. And lastly, we have Ahsoka. And I'm very glad we have her in this set, specifically because it's a new minifigure coming in her white outfit. The transition from the gray to the white in the show is fantastic. I love that they did that in the show, and now having that figure available in LEGO to be able to do that, it's great. I love the printed arms, even if they don't go all the way around. Maybe someday, LEGO. Maybe someday. Her two white lightsabers are awesome. I've always thought that the clear piece for a white blade looked amazing, and so I'm super, super happy about that. And her legs, though not double printed, is still a nice touch. Her headpiece and head appear to be the same pieces from her other figures that came out in the Ahsoka show waves. She does have the same eye problem as Ezra does, which we mentioned before. But overall, she is definitely a great minifig, and I am not surprised, nor am I mad that this figure exists in this set. Moving on to the build itself. It is, well, it's a platform. It's a good platform, and the play features put into it are awesome. Like, hands down, but it's a platform. I don't know what else to say. I mean, the play features are cool. There are two gear functions on each side, allowing you kind of to swing minifigures, and the platform in the middle also spins freely. It makes it really fun to have kind of like a fighting stage for the minifigures. It's a great play feature that we have seen in dual sets before, and I'm happy that they exist. The other play feature, however, is not as strong as the others. It's supposed to be a little launcher that launches Ezra, supposed to launch him into the Star Destroyer, but the help of Sabine. Sadly, though, if the launcher was used in the show, it would have been a very sadder ending. Much sadder ending. It sadly doesn't work very well, or at least not as well as the box shows it off to work, so it's kind of disappointing there. At the end of the day, this set is mainly for the minifigures, and so the build kind of takes a back seat. It's not a bad build by any means. For the platform to have things display or have fun play features, it's great, but it does feel like kind of a back seat compared to the minifigures. And that kind of gets into the overall feel of the set, because the set is for the minifigs. They aren't perfect, but the ones that stand out are worth getting the set for. And the fact that they still were able to make a play feature out of this platform actually probably prevented this set from being one of the $100 18 plus sets like the other dioramas we've gotten. And as I've said before, I don't want overpriced sets, so if we can save money with stickers or with adding play features or whatnot, I'm perfectly okay with that. That said, I still feel like this set is a bit overpriced. And I think the biggest factor is the build. The build by itself is definitely not worth $55. It just isn't. And the price count for the set price isn't the greatest. But at the end of the day, even though those minifigures are really great, it still kind of stings to have this $55 price. This is just another example of overpriced at MSRP, but a great buy if you find it on sale. So yes, I do recommend this set. Just make sure you know what you're getting. It's for the minifigures, not the build. And also, if you can get it on sale, it's definitely going to not sting as badly. And that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video and comment down below how you feel about the set. Do you agree with my takes? Is it the best set? Could it be better? I want to know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more LEGO content. Thank you all again for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.